Planning. Okay, the Biden administration estimates that 20 million people could have their student debt wiped away completely. 43 million will be impacted in some way. This is a life-changing move, and it can help a lot of folks create a 401k for the first time, buy a home for the first time. I sat down with a local CEO, a finance management company last week, about how to make the most of this tremendous opportunity.
There's some adjusted gross income qualifications, and the federal government has put that out. If you are an individual making $125,000 or less a year, or a couple that's filing jointly on your taxes making less than $250,000, there is a high probability that you will qualify for minimal $10,000 of student loan forgiveness. And then if you also had a Pell Grant, you can qualify for an additional $10,000. So it can be as much as $20,000 of student loan forgiveness.
So, John, I think it's really important, though. What's the first call you make to find out if you qualify? Who do you call?
Well, first of all, you've got to have student loan you've got to have a student loan that's out there, and a lot of people don't know that. And then what you're going to do starting in October is you apply through the Department of Education. You'll go online and apply to see whether you will qualify for the student loan forgiveness.
Okay, starting in October.
Starting in October, so coming up
You haven't missed
quickly.
anything, folks, if you didn't know where to go.
Exactly
I think that's really important.
That's exactly right.
So then let's look at the long-term future of that, the long-term impact. It's not the time to run out and go buy a car necessarily, unless you really need it for work because you're going to be bringing in income. What should one do with this?
Well, what statistics tell us in a lot of these cases is typically it's a lot of younger people who are having a harder time in life because of the student loans that they have, saving for retirement or saving for their first purchase of a house. So anytime you get a gift like this to actually be able to reduce your debt level, about the last thing you want to do is just go buy a new car, unless, to your point, it's to help you get back and forth to work. What you should do is adjust your budget according to the reduction in your student loan payment, and then plan for the future, be it saving for retirement or potentially putting money away for a house, being able to build up an emergency fund. So it gives you an opportunity that a lot of people have not been given in their life to actually get kind of a reset when you're starting to save for the future.
And it's not necessarily a sexy thing to talk about your 401k, and a lot of young people have not been privy to that, but that is the life-changing decision, the start of life-changing decisions.
Well, we have this phrase around our office: you can pay now and play later, or you can play now and pay later. And that's really true when you're talking about saving for the future. Some delayed gratification to really invest in your future is really important, and this gives younger people an opportunity to do that.
Okay, before you go, what about the older people? There are some folks who've been paying student loans for decades now. Is there an opportunity to refinance, or would you just say move forward? If those that still linger and they don't meet these qualifications.
So if people want to if they don't qualify for the student loan forgiveness and they can lower their payment through a reduced interest rate, refinancing their student loans may be something they want to take a look at. And when it comes to whether you qualify or not, and if you've been out there and some older folks have been paying for them, unfortunately, you may not qualify for this. And again, those qualifications are set by the government. They have those pretty set in stone, and so we'll know a little bit more in October as to whether or not folks will qualify for that or not.
All right, we will pay attention, and we'll make sure we share it with our viewers. John, thank you so much.
Thank you, Tracy.
And a special thanks again to John Maxon with Beacon Capital Management. Student loan service programs are completely overwhelmed with questions right now. Those who continue to pay their loans during the pandemic. Pause. Will we be able to get your money back? About 9 million continued to pay over the last 2.5 years. So we will certainly keep you abreast of when and where you should go. If you have any questions right now, though, on student loans, remember, it's not going to be until October that this is all rolled out. Take a picture of this, write this website down. It has answers to questions you may have about where you stand with your student loans at this moment. Again, we'll have this posted on WSMV.com as well.